Welcome to this Angular Sparkline Chart component tutorial. Using the Syncfusion Angular Sparkline Chart, you can easily display large amounts of data in a compact chart without axes or coordinates, and integrate it with other UI components, such as grids and spreadsheets. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to create an Angular app and add the Syncfusion Angular Sparkline Chart component. I will also show you how to change the Sparkline chart type and enable some of its features, such as data labels, markers, and tooltips. Before proceeding further, make sure you have installed the latest version of Node.js and Angular. I'll be using Visual Studio Code as the editor and showing the output in the Edge browser. Let's start the application creation process. I open Visual Studio Code and install the Angular CLI using the command npm install -g at angular/CLI. Next, let me proceed to create a new Angular project. So I use the ng new project name command and name it my Angular app. Here I will choose CSS option to add a CSS style sheet. The project creation has started, and an Angular project with the dependencies is created. Now let me navigate to the project folder. To add the Syncfusion Angular Sparkline Chart component, I install the Syncfusion Angular Charts package using the command npm install at syncfusion/ej2 Angular Charts --save. The application is now ready to use. The first thing I must do here is register the trial license key to use Syncfusion components. I open the main TS file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. To learn how to generate this license key, refer to the link in the description below. The application is now configured to use Syncfusion components. Next, let me navigate to the app component TS file, import the Sparkline module from the Syncfusion Angular Charts package, and register it within the imports array of the component section. To add a Sparkline chart, I first open the app component HTML file and remove the default code snippets. Then I add a division element with a class container. This element will act as the outer layer of the chart, and within it, I add the JS Sparkline tag to include the component. Next, I'm going to populate the data. Here, my plan is to display the yearly temperature data. Therefore, let me open the app component TS and define an array, namely data source, which contains an array of objects with the month and value fields. I assign this data source to the data source property. Additionally, I need to map the data fields to the chart. So I assign the month field to xName property and value field to the yName property. Since I have used categorized data in the month field, I set the value type to category. It is necessary to define the height and width properties with appropriate values to display the Sparkline chart with custom dimensions. Next, I open Style CSS, define the container class, and add the padding with the appropriate value to align the division element. With these code changes completed, run the application using the npm start command. You can see the Sparkline chart with a custom height and width. By default, the Sparkline chart type is line. However, you can use different types of shapes such as column, win-loss, pie, area, For example, to display Sparkline chart series type as area, I set the property type to area. See now, the Sparkline chart is rendered with the area chart series type. Next, I will show you how to enable markers to highlight the data points. To add markers, define the marker settings array and add the visible property, which is of type array. For this visible property, I can also pass different visibility types to customize the marker's visibility. The available types are all start, end, high, low, and negative. Now I am going to display markers for all the data points. So let me assign the visibility type all to this visible property. Then I define the marker settings property and assign a value marker settings to it. Here I also change the type to line to display the line series Sparkline chart. Check now, the Sparkline chart displays markers on each data point. Next, let me show you how to add labels to display information about the data point. To add data labels, first define the data label settings array and add the visible property, which is of type array. The marker visible types are also applicable to data labels. Now I will display a data label for both the start and end data points. So I assign the visibility types as start and end. Then I define the data label settings property and assign a value. To add padding values for the Sparkline chart, I navigate to App Component TS. Define the padding object with the left and right properties with custom values, and navigate to App Component HTML. I define the padding property and assign the value padding in the Sparkline component tag. See, the Sparkline chart displays data labels on both start and end points. Next, I am going to show you how to make the Sparkline chart more interactive by adding tooltips. To enable tooltips in the Sparkline chart, import Sparkline tooltip service from the Syncfusion EJ2 Angular Charts package. Then inject this service into the providers. Then define the tooltip settings object and set the visible property to true. Then I open the app component HTML file, set the tooltip setting property, and assign the value tooltip settings. For better visibility, I also remove the data label settings property Look, the tooltip is shown for every data point of the Sparkline chart. Let me summarize. In this video, you learned how to add the Sparkline chart component to an Angular application. I also showed you how to change the Sparkline chart type and enable a few of its features like data label, markers, and tooltips. If you would like to try out the example used in this video, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also provided a link to check if you qualify for a free license key to use our Angular products through our community license. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.